Namaskar, Rahayu, friends. Welcome back again to our channel, Anand Indonesia. And this is the channel where you are looking for answers, especially when you are going through your spiritual seeking. This is the right channel for you. Those of you who have not subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel and also click on the icon that you will be notified with new videos. What are we going to talk about in this session? On this video, basically, it's something interesting that actually in Indonesia we do have an ancient royal wisdom, unwritten royal wisdom that many are not aware of, and that has many connections with the Sanatan Dharma. Basically, it's the universal truth. But you will get to know more about the subject if you stay with us until the end of this video. So don't go anywhere and just stick till the end of this video to get more in depth about what we're going to talk about. And I'm here with Guruji, Anand Krishna. Pranam, Guruji.
Hey, Rahayu.
Rahayu. Om Swastiastu. It's interesting that you shared in the social media, Instagram and Facebook and all that, of a chart, basically an infographics, and we can see it in this infographics, the picture here. The title is The Ancient Wisdom of Dvipantara, the Indonesian Archipelago as Practiced to Date by many Javanese, Sundanese, Balinese, and millions of others. This interests me a lot because I myself am a Sundanese, and I would like to know more about my ancestors' wisdoms. And could you please elaborate more then on this Sastra genre?
Yes, first of all, I would like to put it on record that I got this infographic in Indonesian with more details from a friend on Twitter. She's called Nita. She's from East Java. I have not met her, but
I see. So you have not met each other.
Yeah, we have been communicating through Twitter and through social media. What is interesting is she has put this ancient teaching in a simple form, in one infographic. And actually her infographic has more details. I have actually, streamlined it to be more easier for people who are not aware of the local wisdom here to understand this. First of all, that I must say that you just mentioned Sanatan Dharma, but let us not connect Sanatan Dharma with any particular belief system.
That is important.
Sanatan is eternal, and Dharma is a universal law. So it is not a monopoly of a certain belief system.
Basically, we can just say it's not a religion.
You don't want to put words into my mouth, but it is not a belief system.
Okay, not a belief system.
It is not a belief system. As we know belief systems, there are so many belief systems. So this Sanatan Dharma is something that is universal by its very nature. So you can be Javanese speaking, you can be Sudanese speaking, you can be speaking any of the Indian languages, you can be an Aborigine from Australia. You can be a native Indian from Americas. You may be speaking different languages. You may call it Sanatan Dharma in India. You may call it Sanatan Dharma in Bali. And you may call it KEJAWEN in Java, where I come from. I was born in Java. And you may call it Sunda Vivitan in your place.
It's interesting you said where you're from Java, but then yet your ancestors, your parents are from Sindh, which actually embrace the Sanatan Dharma too, Javanese and Sindhi.
True. And so, we met one very highly learned person, Kang Ocha, I think, who remembered a very old verse where it is said, Sindhu, Sunda, Sindhu, Sunda. And here also we have got Sindhu, Desa Sindhu in Bali. Now we are coming back to this particular topic. these ideas, these, I will not call it belief system. This is a Rita, the law of nature.
Rita.
So this law of nature, this way towards welfare of all human beings is known to all. In Indonesia alone, we have got Permalim, we have got Pamena, in Sumatra, we have got Merapu somewhere else. All these different traditions all over Indonesia, all over the world, whatever name we give them, they follow the same Rita, the same principle, the same truth.
So the same law of nature.
Same law of nature. Now this is from the Javanese point of view. If you can see the chart there, I'll be looking at the chart now and again. In Javanese, it is written Sastra Jendra Hayuningrat Pangruwating Diu Mahamayu Hayuning Buana. If you translate it in a very simple manner, you know, this whole thing is about what? This whole thing is about the unwritten royal wisdom, that is Sastra Jendra, to attain inner peace and transform lower instincts for the welfare of one and all. And then, can you read it there?
Tan kena kinaya ngapa embuh ora weruh.
That is beyond all description and speculation. Actually, Nita has explained this. The more we try to describe that, it is not even called God, that. Because once you mention God, then you have a problem. Then you will say that my God is so-and-so. His God is so-and-so. So it is that Lord or that Mother Goddess, whatever you want to call that, you know. The whole concept, if you see the difference here, the whole concept from the beginning, it is not to go to heaven. It is not to attain nirvana. It is not to attain moksha. We are coming to that later on. But the end result of this whole dharma, this whole riti, is the welfare of all. Can you see the difference?
Yeah, so there is no promise towards heaven. There is no promise towards moksha, but actually how to love or like dedicated to the welfare of everyone, and of all living beings.
This is a big difference. This is a big difference. We can come to sin laundering. If I'm going to work for heaven, everything else is number 2, number 3, number 4. The world is not important. Heaven is important for me. So I can do anything to this world. I can create all kind of chaos. And I can focus myself on heaven, upon heaven, that one day I'll go to heaven. I do this, I do that, I'll go to heaven. But this wisdom is not talking about heaven at all. For the welfare.
For the welfare. But did they really talk about heaven and hell before?
We are coming to that. We are coming to that.
Okay.
We are coming to that. So moksha or nirvana is also not that important.
Wow, but the people are like striving for it, like reaching the goal. Is that for that?
This is the whole concept of Sanatana Dharma. Mokshartham Jagathitaya. Attend to moksha, free yourself. We understand moksha as something that after you are dead, then you have moksha. You disappear.
Yeah.
But the idea, the basic, the original idea is mokshartham. Free yourself, free of all kind of conditionings.
I see. So moksha does not have anything to do with that you have to die first and then you attain some kind of what do you call loka or
that
realm.
Could be there. That could be there. Who knows? Because the very first thing it says beyond speculation.
Yeah, I like it that you admit that who knows. Maybe you know or you don't know, or
no, but nobody knows. If you have got moksha and you disappear, you become one with existence.
Yeah.
Then I don't come back here to talk to you.
That's true. That is
But
true.
here it is the concept is moksha is not that which we understand it to be. Mokshartham
Okay.
jagat hitaya cha. First attend to moksha and then do the welfare of all human beings.
So
Jagat hitaya.
what's the difference between Jivan Mukti?
This is it. This is it. That is what we are
Okay.
coming to. Our understanding, the understanding of the Javanese, the understanding of the Sundanese, the understanding of all the original wisdom of all human beings is that you have to attend to moksha, to freedom, freedom from your confusion, freedom from duality, freedom from everything that is binding you to a limited consciousness that I belong to certain belief system, I belong to this, I belong to that, others are inferior to me, I am superior to them. Get rid of all that and then you become Jivan Mukta. While you're alive, you're free of all conditionings. And when you're free of all conditionings, then Jagatitaya, then you work for the welfare of all.
They have reached that concept a long time ago. But then what happened to the people now? What happened to the people where I'm from?
We are becoming stupid.
Yeah, why? Is it malnutrition?
It is malnutrition to our mind, malnutrition to our consciousness. Nobody speaks about consciousness. Everybody is speaking to follow a certain belief system. If you don't follow, you go to hell. You follow, you go to heaven.
That is actually a bit sad and scary at the same time. We understood the concept of freedom, being free as in a soul concept, but now we are like being, I can't really say the word, geared or captured or imprisoned in some kind of another concept that is very binding.
If someone wants to rule over you, then he has to create some kind of fear.
Yeah, that's the rule of conquer.
So then we come to the next square there, next block there. It says Sastra Jendra. Its presence, however, can be felt by observing, observation. So you see, first of all, it says that is beyond speculation. Okay? You don't have to get into the flower and you don't have to understand how does it grow or what. It is very complicated. You know, a small kid is asking a teacher, how does this, he's looking at the tree, the coconut tree. And coconut tree are tall, 3-4 meters, more than that sometime. So this kid does not understand when you open up the coconut, you break open the coconut, there is water in that. So he's asking the teacher, is there any pump down here that takes the water up to the coconut?
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah,
that's a cute
there
analogy.
is no pump. There's no pump. The nature is working by itself. Yeah, so, yes.
You were mentioning that is beyond all descriptions and speculations, and you were mentioning like it doesn't really say it's God, but then in many belief systems, they also explain that God is beyond all description and speculation.
Right. It's all right. So easy, but the thing is, why I don't want to mention God, because once you mention God, then someone may say God is an English word, as if, and God is a Christian word.
Okay.
And then you say Allah is a Muslim word. Okay. You say Sanghyang Vidhi is a Hindi, is a Hindu word. So let's not discuss into all those things,
Okay, so it's beyond categories.
Categories. Yeah, beyond categories.
Okay.
Beyond categories, but its presence can be felt. Its presence, you and I, we are the proof, the evidence of His presence. Now, not many people, not many belief systems can understand this point.
Mm.
Actually, in most of the religious scriptures that I have read, the proof, the evidence of his presence are everywhere. But if we don't have eyes to see, we cannot see.
Yeah, it's like when deep inside us or within us, we are full of our own closet. The closet of our mind is so full.
True.
Even though we go to or meet a very special person
Yeah.
or come to a very beautiful place, we still cannot notice it. We still
Exactly.
don't realize it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cannot.
So now it says that the presence of that Sastra Jendra. What is Sastra Jendra? Sastra Jendra is it's talking about the presence.
Mm-hmm.
The presence, you know. I'm reminded of the ancient Persian word Hazir na Hazir. He is present and yet his presence cannot be seen.
Ada dan tiada.
Ada dan tiada, you know. And this is translated into many other languages in Middle East. And then in the ancient Persian also, the ancient Persian system is same like this. It's talking about Khud and Khuda. Khud is yourself and Khuda is the higher self.
Mm-hmm.
So Khud and Khuda cannot be separated. And similarly, Sastra Jendra is saying that you can feel the presence by observing Jagat Alit, that is one's own self. You be your microcosmos, your own self. And this own self can be also expanded further. My family, my people, my what, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that Jagat Alit and Jagat Agung by observing the existence, the macrocosmos, that existence that is enveloping all.
Yeah,
So
enveloping.
you and I are like letters, that is Jagat Alit, and Jagat Agung is like the envelope.
I see. I mean, those words I can understand because in Sundanese, Jagat means like loka, buana, and then Alit means small and Ageng means big. At least that I understand.
Oh, basically it is the same. Basically it is the same. Actually, I've been telling that I've been working on a scripture, the last scripture of the Sundanese, and it has taken me forever to complete that. So basically it is the same. Jagat Alit and Jagat Agung, this concept is everywhere. But this concept can be seen. Now, if you see Bhagavad Gita, it says about Purusha and Prakriti.
Yes.
The same, just the difference, you know.
Can you please elaborate more on Jagat Ageng or the macrocosmos?
It is everything that you see. Look at it from this angle, that you have fire element within you, you have earth element within you,
Yeah.
you have air element within you, you have wind, vayu also you have within you. But what is space? If the space was not there,
then the others cannot
these
exist.
other elements cannot exist. The space is also within you. If the space is not within us, the different organs will not be there.
Yeah.
There is space within us. But this space within us, including the space that I am occupying, I'm sitting here, you are sitting there, the space that we are occupying, that is part of the existential space. So that is Jagat Agung.
Ageng.
And Jagat Alit is what is me, what is you.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah. So it is to observe. To observe. If you observe this, then you understand this wisdom. If you do not observe, you cannot understand. It is not about just reading. You have read so many scriptures and you become knowledgeable, but you may not become a person of wisdom. Knowledge is something else.
Yeah, true.
In fact, I was referring to one Japanese system. Shinto is the same. Shinto is also same. Because, there is a beautiful verse in Japanese that says that, I think we were discussing this last week, that any knowledge that is not practiced is useless.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a burden. It's just a waste, actually.
It's just a way, it's a burden. So you have to observe, and then you have to understand. Otherwise, just by reading, it's not going to help. So if you understand Jagat Alit and Jagat Agung, then below that there are two boxes. Hayu Ningrat Jagat Alit and Hayu Ningrat Jagat Agung. If you understand, if you see that, blessed is the self within, and blessed is the existence all around. You become prayerful. You know, my master used to say, it is no use to pray if you're not prayerful.
What's the difference?
Prayerful is, you know, deep inside you have this I will not call it feeling, this bhav.
Deeper, innermost feeling.
Innermost feeling, and the recognition that there is a higher authority, there's a higher self, you know. A lot of people, I had heard the story of Rishi Dayanand, who was the founder of Arya Samaj. And he was attending Shivratri. And then he saw that there was a mice running around the linga and eating all the food and everything, you know. So he said, what kind of God this is? The mice is going around, you know. Mice, he cannot even save himself from the mice.
Yeah.
What kind of God is it? It's just an idol, it's just a patung, it's just a pratima. But I would like to see from another point of view. The mice also needs food. If the devotees bring food and the mice is eating, why not? Why not? There is no problem. For God, God is not that patung, God is not that pratima, God is not that idol. That pratima, that idol, whatever you call it, has been created by us to make us, to remind us of the higher authority.
Well, what if we see it from another perspective also, that the mice is the manifestation of the God itself, because the idol cannot eat the offerings, at least the mice can.
At the same time, it does not mean that you build a temple and you let it rot, it's not cleaned, it is kept dirty. So, you know, these are all different angles, and we have to observe all the angles. We have to observe that if you are building a temple, keep it clean. That is one of the formulas in the sutras of Patanjali. Shaucha, purity.
Yeah.
And you know what is the toilet called in Hindi? Shauchalaya.
Shauchalaya.
Place where you clean yourself. Here you call it restroom. You don't rest there.
I don't know why it's restroom. It does not make sense. But and then the Shauchalaya is like, it's a bit ironic, you know. I hope the toilets are clean now, but then before, a long time ago,
it is supposed to be. For the whole idea is to clean yourself. To clean yourself. So if somebody is chanting the name of Rama in the toilet, and Hanuman gets angry, and he strikes him with his mace, with his gada, Rama is hurt. He says, well, he is chanting my name. But why is he chanting your name in the toilet? This may not be in the Ramayana, but this is a folk tale, but it is connected to Rama and Hanuman. So Rama says, if a diamond falls into the dirt, won't you pick the diamond, or you'll just let it go?
That is my personal experience, because I have several spiritual experience which I receive. It's in the toilet.
Shauchalaya, when you clean yourself.
Exactly.
But at the same,
in the process of cleansing,
yes,
and suddenly you receive this, I don't know, wisdom, some sort of wisdom, like, oh, that's like, yeah, why didn't I figure that out?
True. So, you know, you clean yourself, and this cleansing process is what what this means, to understand, to observe the Jagat Alit, the microcosmos, to observe the macrocosmos, the Jagat Agung. And all this comes from the understanding that His presence is everywhere. It is just for the sake of, to make it easy. It's not His, it's not her, it is beyond the gender, you know. But the presence of that is everywhere. It's not only within me, it's not me, I, but it is also all. It is I, it is all, it is both. So this again, I keep repeating that this concept, this understanding, it's very difficult to even call it concept. This wisdom is found in all the traditions all over the world. I have not studied all, but I have studied many. I have studied Shinto, I have studied the different traditions of Indonesia, Javanese and Sundanese. I have studied a lot of traditions, local traditions in India. This whole concept that God is not separated, one is that, manifestation is you and I, and this entire universe, this entire existence is the manifestation of that same power. And when you get to that, then what happens is pangruwating diu, that is attend to inner peace by transforming the lower instincts, cleansing. We are talking about cleansing.
Yeah.
And the second one is mawas diri, Elling, know the nature of existence by developing right understanding. Mawas diri is related to consciousness.
Yeah, that's true.
It is related to Atma Bodh. In fact, not even Atma Bodh is Paramatma Bodh.
Paramatma Bodh.
It is the understanding that all this is manifestation of that very same power.
So after you receive this blessed, the soul within, then you attain, only then you attain inner peace by transforming the lower instincts.
Exactly. So when you are attaining the inner peace, you are attaining to the inner peace, you are attaining, you are aware of the field of consciousness all around you, then only you can maca kitab tanpa tulis. Then only you can read the unwritten word of God. What have you done now?
Yeah.
You read first. This one does not say you read first. In Javanese, there's a word laku. Laku is practice. You practice all this one first, only then you can read the unwritten book of the God.
So basically, it's like if you observe life itself, if you observe the nature in itself, and then eventually you'll come to an understanding, you'll come to a certain consciousness or awareness what life is all about, then of course we can easily observe all the signs in this everyday life, in nature itself.
So this moksha is here. You already attend to moksha here.
Already?
Yes, already.
That's quick.
That's quick because once you understand your own nature, you understand the nature of this whole existence. You are freeing yourself. You've already gone through cleansing process. You already freed yourself of all the dogmas, the doctrines, the man-made conditionings, all the fears. All those are, you're freed from all that. Only then you're reading the unwritten word of God, comprehending the unwritten scripture of perennial wisdom. And the result of this is living consciously and treading the path of righteousness. And then second result is ever in harmony with nature and eco-friendly sciences and technology. This is my understanding.
Okay, hold on, because there are two, what do you call, columns, right? Branching out from this one Sastra Jendra, Jagat Alit, Jagat Agung. So these two columns should go hand in hand. It cannot be separated, right? It cannot be like, oh, only the Hayuning Jagat Alit, then Pangruwating Diu, and then maca kitab tanpa tulis? Or is it supposed to be like, if you're in Hayuningrat Jagat Alit, it should be in correlation or hand in hand with Hayuningrat Jagat Agung?
Ideally, but most of the belief system, they go to Jagat Agung and they forget Jagat Alit.
In here, actually, if you see the arrows,
Yes.
you're mentioning here Hayuningrat Jagat Alit does not go to Pangruating Diu, but it goes to result. And then from result,
I'm showing this to show you that most of the belief system, they go directly there. And they
directly to the result.
Yeah, they pass away all these other things. And because they pass away all these things, the understanding is not like this. The understanding will not be the same like the result that I am putting it here.
Okay.
Then God becomes number one, and everything else becomes number two, number three. Your view don't matter because you belong to a different belief system. I belong to a different belief system. I have direct connection with God, and I'm doing welfare for people, but you are inferior.
This is interesting because I'm really trying to understand the infographics here. I mean, I understand what you explain. It's just that I'm following arrows. Okay, this is my linear mind talking. My linear mind trying to follow the arrows from Hayuningrat Jagat Alit or Hayuningrat Jagat Agung. You go exactly directly to result, and from the result to the result means Manunggaling Kawula Gusti, which you will be explaining later. But how can you reach from Hayuningrat Jagat Alit or Hayuningrat Jagat Agung to Pangruating Diu or Mawastiri or Eling? Are those separated, or like it has to like, and so it doesn't come step by step?
That is option. That's why I put an arrow. Actually, this arrow has been put by Nita, and my understanding is this arrow shows where we have gone wrong. Where we have gone wrong.
So the arrow is showing where we've gone wrong.
Yeah, most of the belief system, they feel that once you know God, and then you work for the welfare of others, that's it.
Yeah.
But then others become others.
Separated from your being.
Separated from your being. And then I have an option. I want to work, I want to think about your welfare because you belong to the same belief system like me. Why should I take care of others? This is a, you know, a lot of people who call themselves Sanatani, they call themselves as followers of Sanatan Dharma. Even they are missing this point. Even they are missing this point. Yeah, so if you have passed through all this, you know, like systematically, you don't bypass anything. You pass through it systematically, step by step. Then what happens is the result of all these things is Manunggaling Kawula Lan Gusti. That is the ultimate union with that. This is where yoga comes. This is where nirvana comes. This is where moksha comes in the right understanding, you know. You have already, you're getting small mokshas. In Japanese, there is there are sayings, they consider, they call it satori, you know. It's a mini samadhi. It's a mini samadhi. So, you know, there are layers. You free yourself from what? You free yourself from one conditioning, second conditioning, third conditioning, fourth conditioning. There are so many conditionings. And here, when you say Manunggaling Kawula Gulan Gusti, you are actually freed of all conditionings. The process is almost complete. And then also, once you have completed this whole process, you are not going to go to the cave. You are not going to lock yourself in the room. But you are engaged now. You are fully engaged, full-time engaged in the welfare of all beings, where it is said, Mahamayu Hayuning Kluarga. take care of yourself, your family. Mahamayu Hayuning Sasama, take care of the fellow living beings. Mamahayu Hayuning Buana, take care of the entire existence. And this in Bali, for instance, called Pamongan, Palamahan, Parahyangan. So Pamongan
so
is
Trihitakarana.
Trihitakarana. Trihitakarana itself is a new phrase, but the concept of Pamongan, Palamahan, and Parahyangan have been there. So Mamahayu, Hayuning, Keluarga, or sometimes it's also called Pribadi. Mamahayu, Hayuning, Pribadi, that is you. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of kith and kin, in harmony with them. Then in harmony with fellow living beings. Fellow living beings does not mean only human beings. All living beings.
Nature itself.
Animals
and all
animals
that.
And all that. And the entire existence, Bhuwana. The entire existence. This is Trihitakarana. So you see, after the attainment of moksha also, you are not keeping quiet. You are still working. And in fact, you are fully now, full-time job now. First, it was more of a part-time things, but now it's a full-time job. So after having gone through this whole process, then you are having a full-time job of maintaining this harmony and serving one and all. This is the whole concept of KEJAWEN. Now, I must also explain a bit that in Java, it is called KEJAWEN. What does it mean? It is the very nature of Javanese people. It is not something that is imported from outside. In Sunda, it is called Sunda Vivitan. It's the eternal thing that has been there with the Sundanese, not imported.
True.
In India, it would be called Sanatan Dharma or Hindutva. This is the whole concept of people who are living in that subcontinent called India. Hindu is another word for India.
That's true.
So Hindu, in the beginning, Hindu was not referred to any religion.
And India did not exist.
Yes, and Al-Biruni was, I think Al-Biruni was the first person whose document is still available, who mentioned Hindustan, the people of Hindu, the people who are living in Hind, in a geographical location. And that was 1,200 years ago. He came with Muhammad Ghaznavi, or I forgot the name. Now, Muhammad Ghaznavi was an invader. He wanted to loot India. And at the same time, he wanted to understand what India is all about. So he brings Al-Biruni. And he asked Al-Biruni to write about India. And he was so afraid that if I write the truth, this king will slaughter me, he'll cut my head off. So every time the king would ask him, is the book ready? He said, no, it's being ready, it's getting ready. I don't understand the words, I don't understand language, I'm still learning, It was only published after his death, after the king died.
Oh, okay. So he had to wait until the king died.
And Al-Biruni, he actually not only translated, but he actually understood what was there in the Upanishads, in the Yoga Sutra. So he's translating all those things into Arabic.
Oh, wow.
So, all these ideas were there, different names. But let us not be fooled by different names. This is the eternal, perennial wisdom of the people of the earth. All people of the earth, this is this common wisdom shared by one and all. You call it KEJAWEN, you call it Vivitan, you call it Marapu, Malim, Pamena, Sanatan Dharma, anything you call it. Shinto.
That's true. And okay, besides the point that Christopher Columbus accidentally called the continent of America as India, right? But it makes sense that the tradition over there is actually their Sanatanis.
True.
right?
Now, the whole problem with my cousins
Your cousins.
in India,
Okay.
they like to see everything as influenced by India. This is a wrong concept altogether. So
Yeah.
it's not influenced. We share the same wisdom. You know, now India is having problem in Nepal just because of one phrase, one line.
What
India
is that?
thinks Nepal is our younger brother.
Why is that?
And Nepal says, no, we are not younger brother. From the year 1700, we have never been invaded. We have never been under the
British
Brit
occupancy.
under any other government.
Yeah.
And India was born only in 1947. So we are elder.
Now, what I'm surprised is that a lot of us do have like short memories, and we only see our history up to where the time the name of the nation is created, like
True.
Indonesia. It's like Indonesia since 1945, but actually Muhammad Yamin has been saying like we've been in the last 6,000 years or something, right?
Yeah.
You know, regarding the flag and all that. And then also India, I'm so confused also. Why limiting India to 1947?
Not only that, now India is limiting itself to Sanskrit.
Yeah. Actually, there are many others.
Whereas even the seals of Mohenjo-daro, that is 5 to 12,000 years ago, have not been deciphered as yet.
Exactly.
We cannot read those writings. So does India want to separate herself from Mohenjo-daro? Are they okay? Are they okay with Ganga and Jamuna? And they have nothing to do with Sindhu?
It's weird. It's really weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
So people try to make histories for their own convenience.
Yeah, but then I feel sorry for the next generation, because the next generation will be so uprooted from its roots. And then now we're complaining about our younger generation. Oh, they're not into this and that. I'm like, hello, we are the ones who have been, promoting these kinds of ideals and histories to our children, and yet expecting that we should remember what's that before.
Exactly.
They have shorter memories than, the generations before that.
So
it doesn't make sense.
Karna was saying, Sukarno, the founding, one of the founding fathers of our nation, even he was saying that he has gali, mangali, what is he has
to dig, to excavate,
the 5,000 years old history.
Yeah.
To find Panchasila. And then KEJAWEN Devantara. Panchasila is the ideology of Indonesia. The basic philosophy, the ground philosophy, that is the dasar, the foundation. The foundation of this country, of this nation, is Panchasila. And the father of education of Indonesia, KEJAWEN Devantara, who was a very good friend of Rabindranath Tagore, he says that he has gone to all the places in Indonesia, all over, and he found these 5 principles everywhere. And the 5 principles are what? First, godliness, katuhanan. It is not as simple as saying, I believe in God.
Or I believe in one God.
In one God. It's not as simple as that.
Yeah.
Not as simple as that. It is not like the thing written on the US dollar bill, in God we trust.
Yeah.
It is not like that. Katuhanan is the godliness within you, the quality of God. So it does not separate God from human beings, the quality of God. And then the second one is humanity. And then the third one is the unity of the nation. Humanity comes first. And then you come to democracy. And then lastly to justice for all, the prosperity of all, So all these principles, he says, he find everywhere. And these principles, you can see in the Banjar system of Bali, although it has been misunderstood, it has been misappropriated, it has been misused, but the original concept of Banjar, the original concept Panchayat in India, the original concept of Kalurahan in Java and elsewhere.
Yeah.
So if there are any conflicts, any problem, let us clear this on the land, on the lower level. Let's not go to the king.
Basically, it's like the communities first, like
Exactly.
the innermost, the nearest, the community. We live in communities, in communes, and there's from the smaller community belongs to the bigger community, and then on and on like that. Yeah.
So this, when very very interestingly, when we decided about the roadmap to happiness, roadmap to spirituality, and we put it inner peace and communal love. A lot of people, they misunderstand why communal love, as if communal is something very wrong word, If you
Maybe
cannot,
about communism and all that.
if you cannot love your own community, you cannot practice love.
Forget about the others.
I keep telling about our ashram also. If you do not have this kind of empathy among us in the ashram, then what kind of message we are sending outside?
True.
So we have to start with the smallest unit, and then we go on expanding. Do not stop at that. Take it to the next level, global harmony.
Yes, that is the steps: inner peace, communal love, and global.
And this is all the same thing that we have been discussing, Rajendra. Just different, just different words.
Basically, you find the unity or the oneness of it in indigenous traditions, basically, but it's just in different words.
In different words, you see.
And different rituals, maybe different rituals,
different words, and rituals. We have never ever fought for rituals. We have never ever fought. We have never said my ritual is better than yours. We have never said that. There was a man who tried to create division between you, Sundanese, and Javanese.
Yes.
Both of them belong to the same race and same island.
Roots. Yeah, same island.
And this division was created because of what? Because of politics.
Yeah.
It was not because of faith. It was not because of ritual. It is not because whose God is better. It was just politics.
So it's the politics that separates us all.
It separates us.
But yet politics is needed to attain the things that we want.
Let the politicians take care of politics. Let's take care of Sastrajendra.
Yeah.
Politicians must have their job also. They need their living also. Make their living. And it's difficult to become politician because after there are no more politicians, what can they do? So they have to have pension, they have to have a good housing because they have been living in the palaces, big places, So they need all those income from pension and from retirement and all that during the retirement. But we don't need all those things. So let us read the book that is unwritten.
That's very interesting. Again, the end result of Manunggaling Kaula Lan Gusti is the oneness, the union that is yoga, that is moksha, that is nirvana, and which also means
you don't get lost, you don't disappear, you work for the welfare, loka samgraha.
You work for the welfare for your one's kith and kin, the fellow living beings, and the entire existence. Friends, we have work, we have work to conserve this planet, to conserve this existence itself, the life itself. We have to take care of one another, take care of living beings, spread love to the entire existence, and
I think
focusing.
I have never been so busy as I am now during this pandemic.
Yeah. Why? Why is that? It's true. Actually, I feel the same too. Yeah.
We have never been so busy. This time we have been very busy.
And then not only that, I've never been so connected with, with many during this pandemic also, because now we transverse borders and times through Zoom also and all that. That is also another thing. So Guruji, thank you so much for this enlightenment. And I'm so happy to learn more things about my origins, that there is such treasure of this unwritten royal wisdom from my own roots. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Rahayu.
Rahayu.
Let us dedicate this talk to all our brothers and sisters all over the world who are still truthful and dedicated to promoting this perennial wisdom, this wisdom of the peoples of the earth.
Yes, they should strive to keep this tradition. So thank you so much. Thank you, Guruji. Pranam. Thank you, friends, for watching this movie till the end. Like, as you've seen and heard and learned from the talks, I hope you have been enriched with all the wisdom and with the knowledge too. If you would like to know more on such wisdoms, please do subscribe with us. Therefore, you'll be always notified and with all the new episodes, new series, and new videos from us. Don't forget to subscribe and like, share, that would be good. And also click on the bell icon to be notified. Thank you. Namaste.